Right, here I am. Welcome Facebook to mid-morning live Q&A. We're trying something a little different here. I actually wanted to just change the setting here. I turned my phone sideways in case somebody wants to jump on and ask me a live question. I wanted to jump on here and do a live Q&A because I wanted to give you an opportunity to share with you what I do with my coaching clients and actually people that are also in my 21-day challenge. So if you didn't know, I am the creator of the Lean Body Breakthrough. I'm an online fitness coach that helps busy moms and dads lose weight, lose between 40, 50, 60, over 100 pounds, depending, typically 40 plus pounds. And not just that, to help them lose the weight, keep it off without long workouts and impossible diets. Now, as the creator of the Lean Body Breakthrough, my goal is to help people get off of diets, get off of weight loss, having to worry about weight loss, having to think they need to do long workouts, having to think that anytime they want to lose weight, they have to go on some impossible diet. And that's what I do. And what we do is actually, we have it set up for tonight. We're doing a live Q&A. Also, I have on another note, I have a free group. It's called the Over 40 Fit Tribe. And inside there is a free group. If you haven't known about it, send me a message. I'll get you in that group. It's where our 21-day challenges, our lean quarantine, home fitness challenge. It's 21 days of workouts. The next one will be starting soon. I'll be posting that. So if you have an interest, you're going to definitely want to go over to that group. But also we're doing a live Q&A there as well. So I want to give you a chance right now. Just come on here live just to share a bit. I had one question come through. I know I asked about a half hour ago, maybe an hour ago. If you had any questions, if you have any now, by all means, go ahead, hit me up. If you want to come on live, I'll do that as well. I set my screen up accordingly so we can do a side by side. So if you want to jump on here and ask a question, that's cool too. But I want to answer the first question that was asked. Let me get to it here. Let me just pull that up. If you bear with me. And again, if you have a question there from Jennifer, she asked, what's a good post-workout breakfast? Usually she does old-fashioned oatmeal with banana, blueberries, and a dab of PB, but looking to change it up. So of course, like, it's all going to be depending on what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to put on muscle, really there's a lot of variables. But I just want to give you a couple of my go-tos, what I've done, and what I know a lot of others are having success with. So I know that's something that, if you think back of what happens if you do a workout early morning. So if you do your workouts early, chances are if you have a schedule, if you have kids, I just know from the people that I have as clients, they are busy schedules. They get up early to get their workout in, but they have kids. They have to kind of get organized and figure out what they're doing. Maybe they have to drive them somewhere, although we're not driving too much anymore. So it's busy. The morning's busy. Adding on top of that a workout, chances are you're going to be struggling to get your food out the door, whatever you're going to eat. So ideal situation is to have it prepared in advance. So a couple of things that you want to have them easy. The hard thing is, we all tend to, I do as well sometimes, we get busy and we tend to just shovel our food down. So if there's one piece of advice, and that's not even what I'm sharing here as far as meals, because that's going to be different. But what I can share with you is if you're able to slow down the process, you're going to find you're going to have a lot better success. And I know it's a hard thing to swallow, but I'd say is if you are really trying to succeed, you have to look at everything, not just what you're eating, but how quickly you're eating it, right? I mean, that's the other thing is how quickly are you downing your food out the door? You're not even thinking about it. Chances are you might be hungry an hour later because your body didn't even register what went into your system. But that's a whole nother subject. What Jennifer asked was some options. So I have 5, I wrote down 6 actually. I wrote down 6 things. Overnight oats works really, really well. That's great. It gives, on a general census, as far as I know, people want to ask, well, carbs or proteins, fat, so forth. Just in general, carbs to protein, 2 to 1, again, this is generally speaking, 2 to 1 ratio of carbs to proteins is a good starting point. And then you might need to be more specific depending on what your goals are. So if you're looking at, like, if you're saying trying to get in 20 to 30 grams of protein in your breakfast, you want to have about 40 grams of carbs. And there, I'm talking about healthy carbs, right? So that's overnight oats is a great option for that. And number 2, power greens. Power green omelet, or I say power green because I feel like powerful when I have my greens, like a Popeye, right? You put your Popeye greens in lines and you get your spinach. I throw that in an omelet, super, super easy to do. You can just, and you may have seen my 30-second chef. I put the greens, typically it's spinach, that does well for me in the morning. I'm not super adventurous, but I like spinach. Broccoli, I'll put in an omelet sometimes. I'll heat that up. Put it in there, Power Green Omelet, easy to go. Eggs, super easy, take less than usually 5 minutes. Heat the pan up, boom, done. Another option, if you're not into the eggs so much, because that's a good combination too. Your greens are great antioxidants, good fiber source, does fill you up. Power green smoothie is like in the other, I say power, I feel green, I feel powerful when I have my green smoothie. Again, you can blend up, you don't even taste the greens. I would say I did try kale, and that doesn't really work so good. I don't really have good luck with kale it just seems to be a little bit too gritty. That's for me. Now, I think if you were to cook it up, and that's another option, but that takes a lot more time. So I'll just throw some spinach in there as well, real good. And you can make green smoothies, easy option. Homemade granola, I can't say I've ever really ventured into it, but you can kind of play with that, and put your granola together and make your oats and put, some nuts and seeds and things like that are going to be satisfying, filling. It's another good option, again, especially if it's quick and out the door. One of my other favorites, my kids even love it too, avocado toast. I like the Dave's bread. They make different types of Dave's bread. High fiber, good source of carbs, and it's a quality carb, and there's all different kinds out there. But avocados, and even put some eggs on top of that if you want a little extra energy source or extra protein source, and getting some good fat. So avocado toast with eggs, the hard-boiled eggs, easy. You can just throw them in and boil them and then peel them. Then you have them extra. What I love about hard-boiled eggs, you can make a few for the week or even for a couple of days and have those ready to go and just out the door. Super easy. And then one of my other favorites, you might have seen that, I made protein pancakes. You can do that with your protein powder. And if you want suggestions, I can give you those. Reach out to me and I'll share with you. Actually, yesterday we talked about protein and what I use. In fact, Celine, if you didn't see it, we did a live Zoom. And I would say on there, let's see if any of you, I didn't see any questions come through. So protein pancakes, great. And it's really just making like a pancake with your protein powder. Super, super easy. Lots of different options I can share those with. But those are like 6 good options for breakfast. So that was for Jennifer. Now, one of the other things I said, well, if I'm not going to have too many questions, I'm going to come on and share with you as far as, hard to lose weight and keep it off. That's one of the biggest challenges. When I put these things like a weight loss fitness live Q&A. I know people maybe are apprehensive about putting in their questions. I get people that reach out to me and ask, but I know one of the big things that comes up, Mark, why is it just so hard to keep the weight off when we get older? It's just like, it's a pain in the butt. It's hard. Like, I feel like I just have one maybe bad day or one, a bad meal or two, and then I just feel like I go off the rails. And the hard thing is you got to realize one of the biggest things, there's lots of them. There's tons of reasons why. Stress, all that stuff. One of the things is your metabolism. So I would say is the typical people who are watching and viewing me, following me and reaching out to me because I am specifically a coach who works with men and women over 40. It's just my season of life. That's where I'm at. 47 years old. I'm in a different season than somebody in their 20s. Although I can help somebody in their 20s, just not who I typically target. Because I don't relate too much to 20-year-olds anymore. I mean, I've gone through it, but I know their needs are different than us. I say us people who are in our 40s and 50s and 60s, right? One of the biggest challenges of that metabolism changes. It just gets harder. Our body's like slowed down. And I wanted you to understand, because one of the biggest things about losing weight, people just like they say, well, I just got to eat less. I just got to restrict the amount of calories. To lose weight, I just got to eat less, just take in less calories. And the things that go wrong, the problem with doing that and the mindset of that is that what happens is your metabolism gets jacked up. It's already struggling as you get older. And then on top of that, add in restricting so many calories to get in your body. I don't even count calories with my coaching clients because I look at changing their lifestyle and their habits that they make. In turn, helping them make better choices, better health habits that are going to get them better results and keep their body and their metabolism working properly. So I wanted to share with you real quick. And again, if you have a question, feel free, drop it in the comments. I can see them on here if you want, and you have a question, feel free to ask them. But I just want to share just really, really quick in a nutshell about metabolism, because there's really like 3 things in metabolism maybe you've never even heard about. You think, oh yeah, it's just like burning food and using energy and all that. Yeah, but like just know where the energy goes to, the sources. Our resting metabolism constitutes for 50 to 70% of the metabolism, of basically the calories used in our body. And that's just for our normal body function, is resting metabolism. You think of 50 to 70% of that is just in your resting metabolism. The other 2, and I just have the percentages down, is the thermogenic or thermic effect, if you will, of food. And that's essentially what you digest when you're eating and the energy it takes to digest your food, right? And certain foods take a little longer to digest, a little slower, and some are a little easier. The quicker the sugars go in your system quicker. Again, just as pretty much a general in a nutshell. And then the third, which is what most people tend to put their emphasis and priority in, is into their physical activity. And the physical activity, and if you think of this, if you can think of in these terms, we're now knowing like, okay, our resting metabolism is like here, 50 to 70% that constitute for about this much. Let's see if I can do it in the camera. And then thermogenic or digestion of food is about 10%. And physical activity is like 30%. Here's the problem with that. Is the 30% is actually just your normal activity. It's not your exercise per se. So in other words, everybody puts so much effort. Now, don't get me wrong, exercise is really important, but do you realize that it's really only truly a very small part of the equation as far as your metabolism? So you think, oh, I gotta get my metabolism up. I gotta work out so much more. Well, there's some truth to that, but you also need to understand, like you go on these like really restrictive, low calorie, low carb, low calorie diets and those types of things, your body gets jacked up because now your body's normal function, your 50 to 70% of what your body needs is not getting that energy source because you're super restrictive of your calories. Well, a lot of times I have people like, Mark, I can't lose weight. I don't know. I can't lose weight. I'm doing this diet and it's like, I'm only eating 500 calories, 700 calories. And I'm really struggling to lose weight. And I'm like, you know what? Because you're older and your metabolism's jacked up and you're not exercising because typically those weight loss programs, those diets, those quick fixes don't want you to exercise because then here's the crazy thing with this. Because what happens when you start to go on those super restrictive diets and then you attempt to put in exercise, you can't get a good workout because you don't have any fuel in your system. It's like trying to run a sports car on empty. It just doesn't work. You can't. It will run out of gas and it'll break down, basically, is what happens to your body, and not in a good way either. So you need to have ample fuel. And ultimately, the true thing for this, as far as why it's so hard, is because we're sold into believing that we just need to restrict calories. You see, what I'm finding and what I've found, and even from my own personal journey and what's worked for me, is that I actually have to be very careful with the amount of calories, and I say amount of calories, really the quality of food, making sure I get enough. I get busy sometimes and I forget to eat enough food in the day. And then I wonder why my results aren't getting, the results I want in the gym or maybe even on the scale and those types of things, which again, I'm the coach, but I struggle just like everybody else. I'm human. And I would say that's the thing that you have to dial in, is with metabolism. You got to understand that 50 to 70% comes from your resting metabolism. Here's a really cool thing. If you learn how to work out properly and you learn how to get the right fuel in and you learn how to take that fuel and use it to the workouts that you're doing. And when you get older, it's so important to keep your muscles strong, your bone integrity strong. You keep your muscles strong. And how do you do that? You do it by keeping your body strong from doing strength training. It's hard to keep your body strong by just doing long bouts of cardio. So you don't need to do all those long workouts. In fact, two big things that come up and that are problems in fitness in general is you think you have to work out so hard when you're just starting out or maybe trying to get back into it. And that's not the case. You can't make up for lost time. If you'd spent 10 years taking terrible care of yourself and you think that it's going to change in like 6 or 10 weeks, it's just not true. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. It just doesn't happen that way. But if you put in the habits, you put in a place, you start to understand how your metabolism works. You start to understand the difference between resting metabolism and then your thermic effect of food and metabolism and the exercise component and keeping your body active and dialing all that in. That's truly what makes it not so hard to lose weight. See, the problem, the people that are having trouble, why it's so hard for people to keep the weight off is because they're not doing it the right way. Simple. They're not taking the weight off the right way in the first place. Mark, I've tried so many things. I've tried all these things. Well, you tried all the wrong things. It doesn't mean to stop trying. It just means stop trying all the wrong things. So if you want some help, if you are just tired of trying, if you're tired of struggling, I have a program just for that. Now, this is not the program for everyone. And in fact, if you're not serious about it, I know I get some people that reach out and they're kind of like, yeah, I kind of want to lose some weight. I know I need to lose some weight. I'm 50 pounds overweight. I've struggled on this, and this, and this. And then I give them solution and they're just still not ready to pull the trigger. And they're like, no, I'm just not. And they're afraid. And I think sometimes the fear has changed, the fear that you will succeed. Because how can you go wrong when you get involved with a coach like me who guarantees your success. That's right. I'm open about it. I guarantee people, anybody that comes into my coaching program. Here's the crazy thing is, people talk about the investment, and it is an investment. You have to invest in yourself, just like you do with everything in life. You have to invest in your finances if you want to have a financially successful future. You have to invest in your spouse if you want to have a relationally successful future. You have to invest in your family if you want to have a family successful future. You have to invest in the things that matter to you. You have to invest in your health if you want and that matters to you. Sometimes that requires investing in a coach, and that's truly, honestly, one of the best investments you can make, especially with a coach who's going to guarantee your success. So my question is, what's preventing you from reaching out to me? Is it just fear that you think this won't work because all the other things didn't work? Well, did the other things give you a guarantee? I'm guaranteeing. Now, don't get me wrong. You have to do the work. It's not like I could just wave a magic wand and you could have the weight off for good. That's not how it works. Let me just make that clear. How it works is not, and trust me, if I had a magic wand and I can just be like, and just wave it around and say, hey, give me the money and here you go. And there you go, your weight will never be on your body ever again. I would do that. If I could do that, and I'd probably be a billionaire, right? But that's not the case. The reality is I can wave my magic wand and share with you and show you and teach you exactly what you need to do to get the weight off and keep it off forever without long workouts and impossible diets. I have that solution. Then it's up to you to work the plan. You have to work the plan. And that's it. It's simple. It's just not easy, right? And that's the truth about weight loss, about fitness, about getting older. There is a simple formula. It's just not easy. Well, why not make it easier for yourself to get in on a program like what I have? It's called the Lean Body Breakthrough Coaching Program. And here, listen, I'm not here to sell you on it. I'm here to share with you that I have a solution. It may or may not be a good fit for you. I'll tell you what, if you're not serious, it won't be a good fit for you. If you're just looking for a quick fix, it will not be good for you. If you're looking for some magic wand to be waved in front of you, it is not going to be a good fit for you. If you're not willing to make an investment in yourself, it's not going to be a good fit for you. But I always share this because that's always what comes up, the cost. How much is it expensive to work with you? It is not even a hair of a fraction of the cost that's going to cause you over time if you continue on the path that you're on. And I'm talking to you, if you're here listening to this message and you're in a bad spot with your health, if you're 40, 50, 60 pounds overweight, it is not going to get easier if you continue to do nothing about it. If you continue to try those quick fixes, you're going to continue to come around the cul-de-sac and end up exactly where you started, or even worse off, in a bad spot, because now you're older, you've been playing around and toying around with those quick fixes for years and years and years. Now, not only have you failed those attempts over the years, your body and your metabolism is completely shot. And you're like, oh, well, now I got to get that figured out by my doctor. Well, don't. Your doctor's not your savior. It's up to you to make the decision to do something different, to find a solution. And I would love to help you find a solution. But again, I know my program's not the right fit. In fact, I love who comes into my coaching program because they're serious and they're ready to take action. And you know what? You've seen them. I've posted the results. They're getting killer results. And how can you go wrong when a coach like me is going to guarantee your success? It's pretty much a no-brainer. It's just up to you to take that next step. It is now Wednesday. It is now the 6th month of the year. And you can blame it on coronavirus. But I know for a fact, in fact, I have clients, 40 or plus, 40, 50 clients that are succeeding through this coronavirus. Why? Because they have a coach that's putting them on the right plan, giving them the right accountability, showing them how to work out, teaching them about their metabolism, giving them what they need to work through any challenging situation, lockdown, work change, kids in your house all day long, all that kind of stuff. Does that make sense? So anyway, that's all I have. I hope this helped. We're going to do another one of these free weight loss fitness live Q&As. I didn't even get any questions. You guys were just listening to me, so I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I didn't have you come on camera. Does anybody want to come on camera? Give me a thumbs up right now. If you want to come on camera, feel free. I'll give you a minute or two. I don't have anything right after right now. let me know if you have a question. See, I didn't put any of you on camera because I didn't see you had any questions. So, hey, Vicky Lee, hey, how's it going? So yeah, if you want, say I have a question. Feel free to ask right now. I'm going to hang out here for a moment or two since you took the time out to listen to me. I haven't done this where I actually have done the camera, taken on camera. Facebook, it's kind of weird. I haven't figured it quite out. I know how to do it through Zoom, but I'm still a bit challenged in the Facebook department as far as taking people on camera. So anyway, I don't see any questions coming through. I don't want to bore you. I want to make sure this is super valuable. Take care. Have a blessed day. Listen, if you just caught on to this, go back and watch. I talked about metabolism. I answered one of the questions. And if you have any questions that you didn't get on here, hit me up. Reach out to me. Send me a message. And I'd love to help any way I can. Take care. Have a blessed day. We'll see you.